everyone. I think I'm live. I never know until I see your comments pip up. So if you're watching me today, please drop me a comment. Let me know where you're joining me from. I'd love to know if you're in lockdown, just out of pure interest, wherever you are in the world. So if you can let me know where you're joining me from, if you're in lockdown or if you're watching this on replay, that'd be great. So first things first, Happy New Year. Happy lockdown. Strange times, I know, but the one positive is I think about LinkedIn is that we can all stay connected through these different mediums. And there's almost 900 of you booked in for this today, and I'm blown away because I didn't actually promote it that much, if I'm honest. So it just shows me two things. Number one, people are keen to delve into LinkedIn in 2021, but also that the LinkedIn event feature is getting better, because I think a lot of you probably spotted the event feature on your home feed and joined in that way without me having to promote it. So I was quite excited to see the numbers. And this is the first monthly one I'm going to do. I'm going to do 12 of these in 2021. And I'm going to do it the first Wednesday of every month at 11 o'clock UK time for half an hour. And they're all already up on my business page, my Super Connector, so you can sign up for future ones if you want to. And the way it works is you can either ask me a question in the event page itself. I get that, you know, some of us are shy. I'm an introvert myself, even though I'm a chatty one. So you might prefer to ask the question that way before the event, or you can ask me in the live event itself, and I'll try and do a mix of both. I'd love to say I'm going to cover every question today in the half an hour, but it's highly unlikely. I've had some last minute ones pipping in on my company page as well. So I will try and get to as many as I can. And if I don't, and if you need one-to-one help, you know where I am, reach out. And you can also join my LinkedIn group, which is networking tips with my Super Connector. So that's another place where you can engage with me if I don't get to your question today. But I've got a lot printed out already from you guys. So I'm going to start off with a few of them. I can see the comments are coming in, which is great. So thank you. I'm going to just click over onto the comments as well. Hi, everybody. So I can see quite a few. I can see Essex, Bournemouth, London. It's great. London, brilliant. Thank you guys for joining me, because you never know who's going to show live. Even though 900 people are booked in, a lot of people will watch the replay. And just to let you know, if you do miss any of these live, don't worry, there will be a replay. I'll be sharing it everywhere. So I'll share it on my company page, my Super Connector. I'll share it in my LinkedIn group. It's also going to be on YouTube if you want to follow me on YouTube. And I'm also going to share it on my profile. So this might be of interest for anyone else who does video shows. I can see we've got Adam Woods in the lineup. So I've created a section in my current role under current experience saying that I'm the host of the Coffee Chinwag show. So each of these will go in that area as well. So don't worry, you'll never miss access to one unless I do a big, massive public gaffe and I don't want to share one, so hopefully that's not going to happen. But thank you for joining me today. Happy New Year. And I'm just going to crack on with a few of the questions that I've already got in the event itself. I'm going to start with the kind of easy ones just to kind of get them over and done with. So I have one from Mel, who actually just popped up on my company page, so not in the event, and she just says she has a question. When you ask to connect and you send a message with it, does everyone see the message immediately, or is there a chance they might not? So that message actually made me giggle a bit. Not that it's a bad message, but basically I said to Mel, you know, you will get a response. Everybody checks their LinkedIn at different times. Some people check it daily, which is the best thing to do really if you want to make LinkedIn work for you. Other people check it ad hoc. It could be weekly, monthly, never. The thing is, even if they check it daily, there's no guarantee that they're going to respond to your message. So that's why I was giggling. Not that it's a bad question. So basically, it's 50-50 as to if somebody's going to get back to you. And the best way to kind of explain it is when you send a message to somebody, you might think it's a great message. You're promoting something, maybe in an event or a product, a service, whatever. You think it's fantastic. But you have to think of it like this. Every time you send a message to someone, you are interrupting the flow of their day, okay? So they're getting this ping. They're being taken away from whatever they're doing, whether it's their day job or their business. They're reading this. And if it's like a blatant sell or, you know, not of interest, you've kind of interrupted their day. So you have to make it a good message that is a win-win, so that when they read it, they are inclined to respond and say, yeah, great, because you've made it about them and not about you. So for example, I am doing an event later on today for pilots. Shout out to Resilient Pilots. So I'm doing a free LinkedIn clinic for them. Yesterday, I did a search on my home feed, brought up all my first degree pilot connections. I'm connected to about 200 pilots. So I messaged them all one by one and said, got this event tomorrow, great if you could come along. And they pretty much all responded and said, great, hope to be there. Is there a replay? Because it's specifically for them. Resilient Pilots also a great network, so it's not just about me and the LinkedIn training, it's a great network for them to check out. So it's a win-win for them. So when you are sending messages, always send them with the other person in mind. I know you think your event's great and your product's great, but they may not. So it's all about the value. So if you send a good message, you'll get a quicker response. So that was the first one I saw, which made me smile. And I'd love to, don't worry, like Mel, not everyone responds to my messages either. That's life, if you send out an email, you're lucky if you get a 50-50 response click rate. So some people will be social, some people won't, and it'll be for a variety of reasons. It could even be shyness, or they're not quite sure how to use LinkedIn. They don't like networking. There's a lot of people on LinkedIn and they don't like networking. So it is a social network, and to make the most out of it, you have to be social. But I'm always surprised when I'm messaging people and I look back through the thread and I can see who actually responded to previous messages. And it's definitely not everyone. Okay. So yeah, the better the question or the better the message you send, the quicker the response rate. Okay. So oh, hi, Alan. I can see Alan from Ireland, a fellow dub in the lineup. So I'm just going to pick on another quick question. It was from, actually, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start with Gary. He put it in the event page and he said, I'm 63 years old. I've worked 22 years for the same company as a distribution center manager and was laid off in February 2020. I've been actively looking for work over the last 4 months with no job yet. I've applied for over 60 jobs. I've had several interviews. My question is, how can I be certain that I'm not being discriminated against because of my age? Well, obviously, I can't really go into the discrimination part because I don't know. On the positive, the fact you're getting interviews is a positive for me, which says that you're not being discriminated. But I just wanted to highlight, when it comes to LinkedIn, LinkedIn is not your CV. So you can showcase as little or as much as you want on your LinkedIn profile. So you don't have to mirror your CV. If you only want to go back 5 years on your LinkedIn profile, or 10 years, or 1 role or 2 roles, that's completely up to you. Obviously, a giveaway is if you put in your education, your school or your uni, people do the maths, they're going to figure out how old you are. I don't see it as a problem. I see it as a wealth of experience. So it's all about you spotlighting your experience and what you can bring to the table, that great experience and wealth of knowledge that you have over people that don't. But all I'd say is put in as much as you want that's relevant, because some people ask me, do I have to list everything? I've changed professional, of a new business. No, it's completely your choice. It's your profile, so you can showcase what you want. Best of luck to you anyway, Gary, and I hope you continue to get more interviews. That says to me, if you're getting interviews, you've got a good CV. So that's a positive. Okay. So keep doing what you're doing, be resilient. Even years ago, my last role, I think I got it on the 8th interview, and that was before all of this kind of crisis. So just keep going and going and going, and all of this interview experience will stand you in good stead. I usually find it's all down to team fit anyway. It's never really about you or your qualifications or your age or your experience. It's team fit. I got told so many times in the past I was second, and it was down to team fit. So the right company will find you, or you will find the right company. Okay, so I know it's slightly off a tangent there, but I just wanted to say, just showcase whatever you want in your profile, okay? And I've got a question from, I don't know how to pronounce your name, bear with me, is it Satija? So it's a student and he is an intern, and he says, what is your advice for a fresher? We as freshers don't know what are the needs of the industry, and when we try our hand in searching for opportunities like an internship, we don't really know what to showcase and what not. How can we be ready? Please guide us. So the advice to, I can't pronounce your name, such a Jeff, or anyone on here today, okay, whether you are a job seeker or a business owner, the same advice. I have a 5-step process when it comes to LinkedIn. Step 1, research, okay? So if you are a fresher and you want to get into certain companies, do your research, do a search, figure out what are those companies, what are those industries. The same way, if you are a job seeker, you need to do your research. Then you need to tailor your profile. That's step 2. It's all about having your profile being relevant with the right branding and the right keywords throughout, so that you show up in searches, because LinkedIn, it's like a large search engine like Google. When people type in the search, you want to show up, and the only way you're going to show up is if you've optimized your profile with the right keywords. Then it's about networking. So you can network on the home feed or in Messenger or in groups. Then it's about connecting with people and giving them value. Think of your messages even as content. And then it's about repeating. And that's it. And I find a lot of people come to LinkedIn and they miss step 1, which is research. Okay, it's probably the boring part. So if anyone is applying for a new job, what are your keywords? Okay, if you have looked at job specs that interest you, look at the skills and requirements section. All of the keywords are in there. So for example, a PA role, maybe the keywords are project management, facilities management, Microsoft Office, whatever. They're all the keywords. So they need to be all throughout your profile, in your headline, maybe even, commented on in your cover banner, in your about summary section, in your experience section, in your endorsement section, in your recommendation section. Those words need to be throughout your profile so that you show up in search. And also so that when you're reaching out to people, whether it's recruiters or HR directors or procurement people, whatever, they look at your profile and they see the keywords and they go, this is somebody that I need to connect with, okay? So it's about doing your research, figuring out what are those keywords. And I find a lot of business owners don't do any research when it comes to LinkedIn, and they don't really know what their keywords are. So you need to speak to your target audience. Your profile needs to be a love letter to them with the right keywords. So you really need to do your research. It might seem boring, but this is the vital first step to getting LinkedIn work for you. For example, I had somebody come to me recently and they wanted me to help them with job search. So I was like, brilliant. What kind of job do you want to go for? What industry? Oh, I don't know. I'm open. And I was like, no, this is not going to work. I cannot help you unless you know your keywords, because we need to target your profile. We can't be too broad. With the more niche you can be and the most specific you can be, the better. So I sent that person off to chat to a career coach and said, come back to me when you know what your keywords are, because otherwise you're not, it's too broad. And the more niche and specific you can be, the better, the more you'll show up in relevant searches. So I can see, okay, there's a few questions coming up on the side as well. So I'm going to pick some of these so I don't always stick to the page. So bear me a sec. Okay, let's have a quick look. Okay, I'm going to stick up one from Jordan, who is one of my lovely connections and a pilot. And he has said, hey, Jennifer, why do my posts vary a lot in views? One might get 8,000 to 10,000 and then one might be really slow and only get 2,000. I actually think they're all good views. So you should be proud of yourself. And there's different reasons, it could be time of day or the day. Some days are more active than other days. So it's all about trial and error and looking back at those posts and saying, what day was it when I did that post that got the 8,000 to 10,000? Because that's obviously a good day for LinkedIn. For example, me, I never really get any action on a Friday. I find it a really quiet day for me personally. I think people are in the weekend mode. I get more action Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's one issue. The other issue is If it feels like it's a bit more of a salesy post, I suppose, and I'm not saying you're doing salesy posts, but the posts that get the most interaction are the human ones. So, for example, I could do a post, and I have done a post about me winning some awards last year. And it was a picture of me, not airbrushed or whatever, just me and my husband or whatever. That got loads of engagement because people buy people and it's a human post. Whereas the next day, I could post a photo from me from my photo shoot, it's a bit more businessy looking, and something similar, and it gets hardly anything because people know it's more of a businessy post, and it mightn't be actually in the content, but it just appears it. So all I will say is the ones that are about human beings achieving things, helping each other, community focused ones usually will get a lot more engagement than any kind of for me promoting an event. They never really get much engagement really, unless they're super niche and specific and everybody wants that topic. So yeah, it's trial and error. I'd love to say there's a magic formula, and I get asked a lot, what's the best time? And it's subjective because it all depends on your target audience, and we're all different people. So what works for me may not work for you. So it's trial and error really. So I'd go back and have a look and see what days you posted and what times. I see a lot of people post like late on a Friday evening, and I'm like, no, especially if their audience is a corporate one. I think, why didn't you wait till Monday morning to make that great announcement? Because nobody's seen it. So yeah, just be mindful of when your audience are online. Now I'm going to try and click off this. I'm still kind of new to the tech of StreamYard. Those of you who know me will know I only started doing these in October, so it's very much trial and error. So let's have a quick, okay, so another similar question from Sanjay. I have 25,000 connections within my areas of experience and share relevant content daily, but only get circa 200 views and very few likes. Why is this? How do I boost my views and engagement? Well, first thing I would say is only really do one post a day on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you're wasting your time, because the second post will never really get any reach unless you tag in people in the photo or the graphic. So you don't need to be like on LinkedIn all the time. So you'll know yourself if you go back, look at your feed. If you did even 2 posts in a day, look, you'll see you've got way more engagement on the first post, and you've probably got none on the second. So I would say only ever post once a day. Otherwise, you really are wasting your time. Sometimes you have to do 2. I get it. Like I said, if you can tag in people in the graphic or the comments or the post itself, do that. It's hard. You've got 25,000 connections, and you say they're within your areas of experience, but it's about quality and not quantity. So I'd ask myself, are those 25,000, are they interested in what you're saying really? Because we can build up a big network really quickly, but it doesn't necessarily constitute to a quality network. So once a year, it might sound harsh, but it's not a cull, but I will look through my connections. And if I've not heard from somebody in ages or years, or they're not active, I'll disconnect, because I want an engaged network. I have about 9,000 connections at the moment, and that for me is a lot. Maybe one day I will eventually get to 30,000, which is the max. But I try to keep it as engaged as possible because I want to know the people in my network. And I would say I've probably met probably a third or a quarter of my network in real life, maybe even more than that, and then the rest online. So I'd ask yourself, how often are you engaging with them? Like, one question I get a lot is this, how do I get my posts? And then I say, well, how often are you looking at the posts of your network? How often do you go on your home feed and like and comment and share from your network? So it's all about building those relationships first and networking with them first. So by the time that you do your post, they care. Otherwise, it's just like you're spraying on them. So ask yourself, if you're not getting engagement, are you giving back? Because LinkedIn's all about the giving and giving to your community, or are you just posting all the time? Okay. So I hope that helps. Okay. So there's a few similar ones, how to increase reach of my posts. Like I said, just relevant content and network with other people and comment and like their stuff. And then they'll actually care about your stuff, you know. Otherwise, it's just somebody, it's like going into a face. You have to think of LinkedIn. It's a big social network, okay? I don't really think of it as social media. I think of it as it's the largest professional network in the world, okay? Otherwise, it's like going into a face-to-face network and you've got an event or a product and you're just throwing away your business cards or your flyers and you're not talking to anyone in the room. How's that going to go down? Not very well. But if you have a few conversations with people in the room and then by the time you've got your event, they will actually care. Okay. So you have to stop thinking of LinkedIn as social media. It's not like Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. It's a social network. Okay. So you can be a bit more I suppose, targeted or salesy or whatever on your company page, because that's expected. It's company page. But as an individual, as you, people don't always connect with you because they're interested in what you have to offer. They connect with you as a human being. Maybe down the line they'll be interested, but you know, maybe they're not. So, for example, that guy with the 25,000 connections, these people connected with you, but ask yourself, why did they connect with you? You know, do you know them? Have you had a conversation with them? Because if you haven't built up the relationships, that's why you'll get the limited engagement. Okay, so I'm going to go back to one or two of these. I can see this half an hour is going to go really quick, so I might throw in an extra 5 minutes because it's January. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Neve, who is a special class teacher, and she's actually in my alumni group on LinkedIn, and actually a shout out to any students or graduates. Join your alumni group on LinkedIn because you never know who's in that group who can help you. It's definitely so. The fresher, definitely do that. If your university has an alumni group, you need to join that and do shout outs in the group and connect with as many people as possible in the group because you might be able to help each other down the line. So Neve has asked a few questions. I'll just touch on one or two. How do I make my LinkedIn profile stand out? Optimize it, fill it in, okay? Because so many people don't fill in their profile or they put in limited amounts. So the more information you can put into your profile, the better. Fill out every possible section that you can. So that's one way. Obviously have the right branding as well. So have a great branded professional photographer, a branded cover banner, and research keywords. Like we said, those keywords need to trickle throughout the whole profile. So fill it out as much as possible. Don't be shy. I guess some people saying to me about the about section, the summary, I've only written a sentence or two. I don't want to go on too much. And I'm like, yes, you have to sell yourself. You're given all those characters for a reason, you know. Another example is the headline. So many people just waste that space and they think of it as a title. So they just put in managing director, founder, PA. You've got 220 characters, folks. You've been given those characters so you can put a few keywords in there so that you come up in search. So don't be shy about tooting your horn. You have to toot your horn on LinkedIn to get where you want in life. And I get that it might feel shy, you know, you might feel shy or, you know, intimidated. That's what people like me are here for. If you can't do your summary or your headline, get in touch because I will help to sell you for you. And I get it as an introvert. That's actually one of the reasons I started out. I had somebody do my profile years ago and they came back and I thought, I could have done better than that. And that's why I got into this because they had actually no social media training. They had no idea about keywords. And they just wrote it in a kind of a journalist style, which didn't work. So yeah, if you're ever stuck and you can't sell yourself, hello, I can sell you. So recommendations for writing effective posts that will get noticed. Write to your target audience. Do your research. What are their pain points? You know, do polls, ask your target audience questions, and then do content around those questions. FAQs are a quick win. Any kind of pain points. So for example, from this session today, I could screenshot a lot of your questions and put them into written posts and they'll probably get engagement because that's what my target audience are asking me. So touch on any kind of pain points or frequently asked questions or dispel myths, anything interesting that will give value. So when it comes to your posts, it's all about the 80-20 rule. So that means basically 80% of the time. So if you're on LinkedIn 5 days a week, 4 days out of 5, it's all about educating, informing, motivating, entertaining. You can be entertaining as well, inspiring. And then the 20 is a soft sell. So a soft push on your service or product. And even then it should be in the form of a blog or a video, still some kind of value. So it's serve, 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 sell. Okay, that's the formula you need to do. Whereas a lot of people come on and go, sell, 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 sell. LinkedIn doesn't work for me. Well, yeah, you look like you're using it as an advertising board, which is not what it is. Okay, so what info to include on my profile and what to prioritize? Well, obviously, this is too broad to go into in the few minutes I've got left. All I'll say is I have a course called LinkedIn Profile Success, which helps you to build your profile step by step. It goes into absolutely everything. Or if anybody else needs help, I do profile audits where I'll review your profile with a video and send it back to you. I'll ask you a questionnaire as well, obviously, to help you figure out your goals. And then I'll tell you whether you're really meeting it with your profile or not. Or I do strategy sessions with people on Zoom one-to-one where you can throw any question at me concerning your profile. We can rebuild it together, or your company page, or any of your strategy, your connection strategy, your content strategy, anything like that. So obviously I can't go into that. But one question she's asked, what type of connections to be making? Strategic connections. Don't connect for the sake of connecting. Do your research. Okay, so many people ask me, such and such is approaching me, should I accept? And I always think, well, the question shouldn't be that. It's who are you interested in connecting with? Because otherwise you're allowing other people to shape your network. It could be a great network. It's not really going to work for you, is it? It has to be a win-win. So ask yourself, who do you want to connect with? So if you want to get into corporate, if maybe you're a business trainer who wants to do corporate workshops, you need to be connected with HR directors or marketing managers or procurement. If you want a job, you need to be, again, connecting with HR directors and recruiters. Is it industry specific? Is it geography specific? You need to do your research and be strategic. Like I said, join an alumni group, connect with the people in that group. If you belong to an association or an organization connected to what you do, join those groups, connect with the people in them, like mine. So again, if you're a business owner, if you belong to a local chamber or an FSB or a BNI, if there's a LinkedIn group with your members, connect with them. It's a no-brainer, and it's a great way to start a conversation because you're already like minds. So strategic connections. Otherwise, it's not going to be that valuable a network for you, okay? That being said, I'm not saying don't connect to people if they can't help you immediately. You know, obviously you're going to want to connect with nice people, but you may not want to follow everyone. So it might sound harsh again. I don't follow everyone in my network, so I'm connected to 9,000 people. I'm probably only following about 1,000. So I'm following the ones that are interest to me or relevant to me. So, for example, I was 20 years in corporate and my last role was in shipping finance. I'm not in that space anymore, so I don't really need to know about the shipping finance lay of the land. So I'm connected to those people. They're great people. I'm really happy to have them in my network, but I'm not necessarily following all of them. So it's all about curating your home feed and getting those connections to work for you. And you may not be aware, and I know I'm kind of talking at you guys, but you may not be aware you can actually download a copy of all of your LinkedIn connections. And I would advise you all to do that at least once a year and look through it, because so many people are curious as to who else can I connect with, who else? But you often have great people already in your network. So definitely download it, save it as an Excel file or print it off, highlight in yellow the interesting people that you've forgotten about, because I guarantee you'll look and you'll go, oh my God, I forgot I'm connected to him or her. I should have a chat with them. So that's definitely good practice. So sorry, guys, I'm going to have a look at your questions now because I can see lots of stuff coming in here. I'm actually just going to showcase my LinkedIn group as well before we quickly wrap this up, because this is another place that you can join and we can continue the conversation. So bear with me. I am going to quickly scroll through and see what questions I can showcase. Okay, nice to see people. We've got Kathmandu, Iran. I know, Kali, tooting my own horn doesn't come naturally. It doesn't come naturally for a lot of people. It didn't come naturally for me for years. And to be honest, it was an age thing. I kind of got a bit older, late 30s, and kind of said, sod it. I'm going to own it. So don't worry if it doesn't come naturally. That's why there are people like me who'll toot your horn for you. Okay, let's have a look. There's some questions, okay, that are a bit broad. So I'm just going to bring up this one from Medi. I'm not working, I'm searching for an opportunity. Who can I? Well, okay. So the first thing you can do is put the open to work thing around your head, that feature. And basically what that does is when recruiters do a search, the people with the open to work around their head will show up first. Okay. So don't be shy. Put that on. You can make it visible to all your network or to recruiters only, but I would say, so obviously sometimes people are in a job, they're looking for a new one, they don't want everyone to know, so they just make it visible to recruiters. I would personally make it visible to all if you're not working now. And a lot of people put in their headline, open to opportunities, looking for a new job. I wouldn't do that because it's wasting characters. So I would figure out what are your keywords, what roles are you going for, and put them in your headline. And put your headline really is a formula, an ABC formula. So A is who are you? Are you a project manager? B is who do you help? So if you help people in a specific geography or industry, be as specific as possible. And then C is like a proof point. When it comes to any kind of business, the three things they care about is productivity, profitability, reputation. Okay. So sorry about that click. Can you make them money? Can you save them money? Can you save them time? Okay. These are the kind of things that businesses care about. So you need to showcase what you can do for people in your headline and in your summary section. And one tip I would give to every job seeker and any business owner as well is make a video of yourself for 60 seconds to camera. So, hi, I'm Medi. I'm a whatever XYZ. I have experience in ABC for so many years. I'm looking for a new opportunity in XYZ, a company that, you know, that matches my values, which are ABC. I'm passionate about XYZ. I know there's a lot of XYZs and ABCs. And then if I sound like the right fit for your company, please reach out and connect. I'd love to chat with you. Okay. A quick 60 seconds. So taking it back actually to Gary at the start, who was worried about discrimination. This is such a good thing to do. Create this video. And what you do is you will attach it in the featured area underneath your about summary section. Okay. Human beings are nosy. We are curious. So you reach out to me and I see you've got a video. I'm going to look at that video. Okay. And it's going to result in two things. Number one, I go, yes, Medi is the guy for me. I want to talk to Medi. Or no, Medi's not right for us. He's not the right team fit. And that's great. Both of them are great because otherwise you get to an interview, maybe a Zoom interview, whatever, and then you find out then you're not the right team fit. So why not eliminate, if there is any discrimination or anything like that, straight away? So I would advise everyone to do that. You can do it on something like Zoom, or you can do it even on your iPhone. What you would need to do then is load it up as an MP4 file to somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo, and then you would share that link. That's what you would do. All I will say is don't overthink it. I'm nearly at 35 minutes now. I'm just going to wrap up on this last point. Don't overthink it. I've worked with a few guys and girls last year in relation to job search. All I'll say is 3 guys I helped, 3 men. They all got their results, okay? They got a permanent job, an internship, and a contract. Why did they get it? Because they listened to me and they did the work. Now, I'm not dissing on the women, but all I'll say is I found imposter minds, syndrome seemed to sneak in with the women I told to make the video. They didn't. They overthought it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is a way you can stand out, guys, because I don't really like video, but I've overcome it and got used to it. And I used to agonize about what I look like, what I sound like. At the end of the day, we don't have to be supermodels, people buy people. So they're going to look at the video or go yes or no, and you're actually going to quicken up the process. And before we know it, everything's going to be video anyway. So you might as well just kind of bite the bullet and do it. And it's not easy, sometimes I create a 1 minute video, it takes me half an hour to do it. I do it 20 times. I start and go, no, 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 hate it, hate it, hate it, delete, 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 delete. So that 1 minute video I put out, you might think, oh God, so professional. No, so it's trial and error, folks. And I just think that one tip for the interns, for the freshers, students, job seekers, business owners, especially coaches and consultants who want people to trust them, do a video, because people buy people and they'll either like you or they won't. And that's life. It's like that a message question. Will they respond or they not? Well, they will if they like what they see. Okay. So I'm really sorry that I haven't been able to get to loads of these questions. Like I said, there will be one of these every month. It'll be the first Wednesday of the month, and I'll share the replay. I'd love to go on longer and longer, and maybe I will in the future. Yeah, it's hard to know, because I know when these get going, it's very hard to stop. I'm trying to think, is there any last kind of nugget of wisdom? Yeah, my last nugget really is keywords, research, why are you on LinkedIn? Okay, a lot of people don't even think about this. Oh, LinkedIn's not working for me. Well, what are you doing? Nothing. What research? Who are you trying to talk to? I don't know. Well, you need to know. So do your research. Be aware of your keywords. If you're not sure about your keywords, come to someone like me. I can help you. I can tell you what your keywords are. Okay. And there are tools out there that can help you with keywords as well. Okay. They're just topics and themes, and you want to show up in search when people put those keywords in. Remember that LinkedIn's really ranked highly by Google as well. So somebody could actually be on Google looking for certain keywords, and your LinkedIn profile will show up. So it's such an important platform to make the most of and present yourself with. So keywords, research, as I said, it's research, profile, network, value, and repeat. Okay. So I hope that was of use, guys. I'm sorry if I didn't get to everyone. I'm just going to quickly actually showcase this lovely lady for a second. Next week, it's not an Ask Me Anything, but I will be doing a LinkedIn Live session with Dion next week on employee engagement and advocacy, because the best kind of resource any company has is its employees, and a lot of companies are not using their employees, especially when it comes to brand advocacy on LinkedIn. So we'll be touching on that next week, and that session will be perfect for any HR directors, procurement people, learning and development, marketing managers, or even if you've just got an interest in brand advocacy. And I also spotted actually Adam. Hello, Adam, as well, and hello, Dion. I will be doing another LinkedIn Live the following week, and just keep following me. You'll see when I post these up. So Adam is a video specialist, and as I said, I'm not crazy on video, but we are doing a LinkedIn Live in 2 weeks about the power of video. So I think that will be a really good discussion if you have that mindset block that I used to have. And all I'll say is it does get easier. A year ago, if you said to me, oh, I'd be doing this LinkedIn Live show, I'd say, forget it, okay? I'm a LinkedIn trainer. This feature came out a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever. I saw it and I ignored it. As an introvert, I thought, I'm not having that. I'm not doing that. And then the longer I went on, I thought, oh, I suppose I should apply for it. Then I got it. And I kind of had a panic for about 3 weeks. And I literally told nobody. And then I announced one day on LinkedIn, and you probably thought, oh, I've just got it. I hadn't. I thought about it for 3 weeks, and then I thought, sod it. I'm going to do it. Okay. So we all get imposter syndrome. We all get stuck in our heads. That's all I'll say. Just get over yourself. I know it's hard, but the way I do it is I think of the value and who else I'm going to help. If I don't show up, people won't know that I can help them. Okay. And it's the same if you're in a job search. They won't know you exist, and you need to be visible. Okay. So either those sessions may be of interest, and then of course the next Ask Me Anything will be at the start of February. So thanks a million, guys, and I am sorry that I can't get to everything. I'll look at the comments later on. I'll try and get back to you all, and join my LinkedIn group. I'll stick it up quickly again. This is the name. If you want more accountability and you just want to, you can ask me questions in the group as well. I'm not going to be in the group the whole time the way I would be focused on a live, but other people in the group can get back to you. And LinkedIn lives, like a group, they're a great way to network, you know, so don't be shy. When you see people even in the live today, if you saw a really good comment, don't be shy to reach out to that person, because you both were at the same event. You've got something in common and can start a conversation. The same way, if you both belong to a group, you know, don't be shy to reach out to members and say, we both belong to XYZ. It's a nice, natural way to start a conversation as opposed to always reaching out cold. And I think that's why a lot of people don't like LinkedIn, because they don't like that cold outreach. And it never has to be cold. Just find that commonality with another human being. The same when you're sending your requests. Be a human being. Tell me why you want to connect with me and I will connect with you. Don't tell me and I don't know why you want to connect to me and I wonder, do you want to connect with me or just want to add me? And so always try and find that commonality, and that will get you results. So I'm going to end this broadcast now at 40 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you for the next, and I'll come back to the comments on the feed later. Thank you.